visible presence of hooded security men. And we felt that it's not good, that if security people are going to be deployed in electoral duty, transparency requires that they are identifiable.
Others have also advocated that INEC should set a process that will eliminate physical presence of personnel before things are done properly in elections.
People are right to ask that question. Can you do this in 2015 when you don't have the luxury of these numbers? But I'm thinking that the election process is about putting frameworks in place. And so if these frameworks are institutionalized, you don't need like 5 people maybe to monitor a polling station. You need just one person because you already have a system that is working.
Meanwhile, INEC has expressed confidence that the elections in Adamawa State scheduled for October and the 2015 general elections will be better than both the Ekiti and Osun State elections.
Still to come on News Track, the medical doctor who was key to discovering the first case of the Ebola virus disease in Nigeria is dead.
And the United States government says it's impressed with the way Nigeria has handled the Ebola virus disease.
Details of this and more in a moment.
The highs and lows of the economy touch every part of our daily lives. Understanding its dynamics can be the difference between swimming with the tide or struggling against it. Analyzing government policies and how they shape the economy is what we do every workday. From the financial sector, maritime, the SMEs, telecom to aviation, we engage policymakers and operators in the economy. Watch Business Morning live Mondays to Fridays only on Channels Television.
Welcome back. Details on our top stories can be found on our website, channelstv.com, and on youtube.com/channelsweb. But do visit m.channelstv.com so you can view us live on your mobile device and download the Channels TV app for Android, iOS, and Windows phones from their respective stores.
And don't forget to interact with our Eyewitness feature on the Android, iOS, and Windows 8 platforms. If you have pictures or videos to share with us, tap the application on your device, swipe to reveal the Eyewitness menu, and follow the instructions. The medical profession and indeed Nigerians are mourning the death of Dr. Stella Adadevoh, the head of operations of First Consultant Hospital, Lagos, who contracted the Ebola virus disease from the index case, Mr. Patrick Sawyer. The senior consultant physician and endocrinologist was the one who stopped the late Liberian American from leaving the hospital, insisting that he get tested for the Ebola virus disease. She and her medical team had to forcefully restrain him to his bed when he removed his drip in a rush to get out of the room. This action, to a large extent, prevented a worse spread of the disease, as it would have been difficult to contain if Mr. Sawyer had gotten out. She then fell ill and was admitted to the isolation center in Lagos, after which her family members called a press conference protesting inadequate medical care at the center and asking for the international community to help save her life after she slipped into a coma nearly a week ago. The 58-year-old has been hailed as a hero, a consummate professional who tragically died in the line of duty. News of her death is a damper for Nigerians who were still excited that 4 patients in the isolation center had been discharged. This brings the total number of Ebola virus-related disease to, this brings the total number of Ebola virus-related disease deaths in Nigeria to 5, including the Liberian American.
Meanwhile, the United States government appreciates the sacrifices made by health officials in order to contain the Ebola virus and prevent the spread of the disease. A U.S. Consul General, Mr. Jeffrey Hawkins, conveyed the appreciation of the American government and explained the collaborative role of the U.S. Center for Disease Control with other medical experts at curbing the Ebola virus disease.
About 8 people right now. They are all very firmly integrated into the Emergency Operations Center here. And we've been able to provide expertise in a number of different areas across the spectrum, from general response to outbreaks such as this one, to port health security, to protective personal equipment, across a whole range of areas. And again, taking leadership from the Nigerian side and figuring out what they need.
U.S. Consul General Mr. Jeffrey Hawkins. In the meantime, the head of the U.S. Center for Disease Control team in Nigeria, Dr. John Vetterfoy, says patients who have been discharged from the isolation ward are not at risk of transmitting the Ebola disease to the community. He added that effective treatment has begun to take care of other patients under observation.
There is not a cure for Ebola, but there is effective treatment. The effective treatment involves monitoring the patient at the facility, looking at things like the amount of fluid that they need, looking at whether they need electrolytes, other issues that come up with the patient through their course of disease that can be managed. And if those services are provided, the number of people who survive the disease goes up considerably. And so it's been very reassuring that those patients have been receiving that care, and that care has resulted in some of them being able to go home. There's actually a very specific plan that is followed before a patient is discharged. And by the time the patient is discharged, they're not at risk of transmitting the disease within the community. I would hope communities would welcome people back and be glad that they have them coming out of the facility, knowing that they, like other diseases, that they went through the disease, they survived it, and they're not a risk to the community. They're part of the community.
Business news after the break. The all-share index is down 0.05%. Details when we return.
And on the foreign scene, outrage from the international community at the beheading of an American journalist by Islamic State militants.
Please join us again.
If you want to know what's trending or you miss your favorite live shows, you can watch it all on our YouTube channel. Simply log on to www.youtube.com/channelsweb. Scroll down to your favorite program and click play. You can also view all uploaded videos by clicking on View All. Don't forget to subscribe and get the latest videos. If they are interesting, like them and be heard. Get connected with the channel's television YouTube page. The news at your fingertips.
Welcome to Business News. The Central Bank of Nigeria today issued 70.64 billion naira worth of treasury bills. The bills have maturities of between 3 and 6 months.
That's right. The Apex Bank sold 40.64 billion naira of the 3-month debt and 30 billion naira of the 6-month debt. Details of the transaction is expected tomorrow, but traders anticipate yields on the bills will rise, while tight liquidity reduced demand for the short-dated debt notes. In other business news, total equity transactions for the first half of the year at the Nigerian stock markets has grown by 23.93%. to 225.51 billion naira. According to the Nigerian Stock Exchange, foreign portfolio investments increased from 89.67 billion naira to 118 billion naira for the period in review. On the other hand, domestic transactions decreased from 50.72% to 48.87%, ceding about 4.64% of trading to foreign portfolio investors. In comparison to the period in 2013, there was a decrease in total FPI by 27.32%, while total domestic transactions reduced by 36.08%. Well, midweek trading at the Nigerian equities saw a drop in key indicators by 0.05% as investors took profit of some market movers. The all-share index finished at 41,789.56 with a slightly lower market cap of 13.79 trillion naira. Market breadth remained negative as there were 17 gainers to 25 losers: Forte Oil, Guinness, and Guarantee Trust Bank.